Welcome on today's show, Driving at 5, Social Distance Paranoia, Good Habits, and Wrong Way in the Supermarket. All of that. Stand by, coming right up. That's right. Welcome to another edition of That Ain't Right. And there's a couple of things on today's show that are definitely not right. First of all, thank you for joining me today. I am John Close, JC to my friends. For those who are here before, thanks for coming back. A couple of things. I hope you've had the time today to be grateful for the ability to be here, to join me, to enjoy the day no matter where you are in the country. Glad you're here. And last week when we started out the show, I sort of asked how you get your day started. Some good habits, because the more habits you have, the better habits, your routine, the better you feel through the day. And we need to feel good going through this time of chaos, it seems like. So I'd actually said, if you have some ideas on what you do, please let me know. And I got a couple of responses. First, I have an older friend. His name is Stan, and a much younger wife, Roxanne. They sent me what they do, and they get up in the morning. This is their routine. They get up in the morning. They have a little coffee. They catch up on the news, and then they get into crossword puzzles. Now, I not thought about that. In fact, the fact of the matter is, I was terrible at crossword puzzles, really terrible. But I thought, hey, why not give it another shot? So to start the morning off, I got up, made the coffee. I got out and I feed my birds, make sure the cat's okay. And I thought, let me take a look at a crossword puzzle. Head right to the 3-letter words. Oh, there were like 5 of them. So I was going to be awesome. First one, center of a hurricane. I was just strong. Next one, short, Department of Transportation, DOT. Now you got to understand, I am feeling really good. This is my morning routine. It's building me up. I'm feeling really smart. Yeah, so that was the end of the 3 words that all I could figure out. But 4-letter word, Brazilian soccer star, Pele. And I nailed it. That's right. I nailed it. And that was the end of the crossword puzzle for me. No, it just, like I said, I felt so good. I was like, I'm just going to leave it at this. I'm feeling really good. I'll just walk away way ahead of the ball game. So thank you, Stan and Roxanne, for sending that in. Now, my friend Bob, he sent me one in, and Bob, the fact of the matter is there's information, and then there's way too much information. And so we're not going to get into that. And all I will say, Bob, is I'm glad you have plenty of toilet paper. Okay. So moving on today, there's lots of stories. And again, I'm so thankful you can be here so we can have a little bit of fun today. This story that came across, and I don't dig into them deep, but just the story itself. Okay. 5-year-old takes the car, starts driving, and is going to go get a Lamborghini. Okay. Now, first of all, I don't remember what I was doing at 5 years old, but I can tell you for a fact, I was not driving a car. I was not driving a car at 5 years old. And I'm thinking to myself, what was I doing at 5 years old? So, I looked up on the internet. I went to like Dr. Wally's What You Should Be Doing at 5 years old. Okay. So you should, first of all, there's some skills like run, skip, jump, start a car. Okay. So this is stuff, again, you should be doing at 5 years old. Run, learning how to run and skip and jump. The next, you should how to dress yourself, how to tie your shoes, zippers, buttons. This is all stuff you do at 5. Put the car into drive at 5. Put the car into drive, right? Dress, tie your shoes, zipper, buttons, put the car in drive. This is what you do at 5. And finally, knives and forks. And again, I just know I wasn't driving at 5. Knives and forks. You're learning how to cut your food. Learning how to cut your food. Or using a steering wheel to drive to the Lamborghini dealer. I saw this story, and again, I'm making light of this. Nobody was hurt, thank God. Nobody was hurt, and actually, the young fella got a ride in a Lamborghini in the end. But I'm just going, driving the car at 5 years old, way beyond. Maybe if you're on a farm and you start driving the tractor when you're in a diaper or something like that, I don't know. But this, like I said, it just blew my mind totally, just because of what it was. And of course, then I realized I was such a knucklehead, because what is the running and the jumping and the all those skills called? Motor skills. Oh, I'm killing me. Yeah, those are called motor skills. So naturally that would happen. Okay, I'm sorry. Enough of that. If you've noticed, around the country, they're starting to open up the country a little bit. So I've been going out a little more. I don't know about you. If you have been, let me know. And some of you may be like, hey, this is all whatever, and I just go out and do my thing. But yeah, so they've opened up a country a little bit, and I've been going out a little bit. I mask up, I glove up, but I've been going out. But I've discovered something, and I don't know if it's just me. I hope not. And I call it social distancing paranoia. So the first time it happened, I take my son. We go to Publix, the grocery store here. Mask up, got my gloves on, feeling good. Walk in the store, and as soon as I walk in, it's like I'm looking around. Okay, I think I'm okay. No, I'm not okay. So I feel like everybody's, going to touch me. Well, that's a different story. But anyway, there are a whole bunch of things that, on my mind starts thinking. I'm going, well, this is bizarre. So I push my cart to a safe place, like over by the radishes. Who's going to go get radishes, right? So I figure I just stand there. I'll be cool. Wait for my son to get some groceries, standing by the radishes. And like, it turns out to be make a radish cake day. Like, 2 people come with their carts, and they're like, can you get out of the way? We're trying to get, radishes or whatever near the radishes. So that shakes me. And this is weird. Mentally, it's like, okay, let me get out of here. So I go around the corner with my cart, my gloves, and now I'm gripping the cart pretty tight. So I go around the corner. My son comes back with some groceries, and I say, hey, listen, son, I think I'm hyperventilating. He goes, Dad, for one thing, you've got your mask tied on so tight, I think you're cutting off circulation to your brain. He said, here, just relax a little bit, untie this, da-da-da-da. So he goes, you go stand over there in the corner, I'll get the rest of the groceries, and I'll get done. So that was my first experience with, distancing paranoia. The next time it happened, it was in just this past Mother's Day. So the bride wanted to go get some flowers to plant, and I love that. So I said, look, go out into the nursery. It's open wide. You get some flowers, pick out some cool ones. We'll plant them when we get home. That whole bit, it was great. I said, I got to go in and get 2 pieces of PVC pipe and a couple of couplers. Won't take me but a minute. Yes, as if nothing, if there's anything in life that takes you a minute inside Home Depot. But anyway, so masked up, walk into Home Depot, look down the plumbing aisle, nobody in the plumbing aisle. I'm like, sweet. So head down the plumbing aisle. I get 2 pieces of 10-foot PVC pipe. They look look the same. And so I'm dragging them down to the coupler section. So I'm dragging 9 feet of PVC pipe down the aisle, get the coupler. I'm like, first grab fits right on the end. I'm like, oh, perfect. My mind's going, and I'm doing this in a hurry because my mind is starting to go faster. So I go put the other one on the other end. Wrong size. Not wrong size coupler. I've picked 2 different sizes of 10-foot PVC pipe. So now I'm starting to panic. Look down the aisle. Nobody there. In the clear. Take off the coupler. Walk rapidly back down the aisle. Get 2 new pieces of PVC pipe that match. Turn to go back to the couplers. Somebody standing at the coupler section with a mask on. And I'm like, oh, no, this can't be happening. So I inch up, to like 6 feet, whatever it's supposed to be, 6 feet. And what do you do when you want somebody to move along where you want to go? You do this. Yeah, the death stare. So I'm doing this stare like, move along. So, and he's looking at it, like everybody does at Home Depot. You're looking through all these pieces of pipe to get the right one. Then his wife comes up, who's not wearing a mask. So that's just adding to a little layer of paranoia. So I'm staring at him, and then all of a sudden, I hear behind me one of the electric carts. I'm like, uh-oh. So I turn around. Now this is what I'm seeing. So an older gentleman, he's sort of slumped over in the cart, one hand driving. He's got a baseball hat, big dark sunglasses, a mask, and he's carrying a 4-foot piece of PVC in his other hand. And he's driving, slumped over. I swear to God, it looks like a scene from Mad Max, electric cart version. And I'm like, oh my. So he comes, pulls next to me inside of my 9-foot PVC trail, but he's on the other side of the aisle. So he's cool. And I'm like, all right. So I'm back to, please move, get out of the coupler section, please. So the wife leaves. So out of the corner of my eye, I see the gentleman in the electric cart grab for his handle. And he gives the handle, and he meant to go backwards. Instead, he goes forwards and runs into the display that's sitting right in front of him next to me on the aisle. And he doesn't knock it all down, but he runs into it. And at the same time, I look forward. The guy has left the coupler section. And I'm like to help you, but I got to get out of here. So I run down to the coupler section. I'm putting on couplers as fast as I can test them. And in the meantime, I hear the beep, beep, beep. The Mad Max guy is, backing up his electric cart. And so as soon as I hear that, I'm going faster. Finally found the 2. Got my pieces of PVC pipe, got to the end of the aisle, was all open again. And I was like, whoa, I can't believe I survived that. So anyway, and it's going on inside my head. And I don't know, somebody else get that when they go out? Do they see somebody? I mean, I know I've talked to a couple of friends who are like, they're looking outside their window and people are playing like, nothing's going on. So that, again, that's just me. I just had two really profound sections of distancing paranoia. And the last thing, this is another cute thing. I don't know if when you were a kid, if you were ever a kid, and I'm sure you were. I don't know. Can you not be? So I had one of those little cars you pedal and you drive around. They were tin, I think. They were tin. And I can remember somebody in the neighborhood, they had either Hot Wheels or something, and we'd be driving around, and some of the kids would put arrows, where to go, how to drive, and then you'd smash into them if they didn't go the right way. Yeah, that's great. Practicing getting in a wreck. That's awesome. So this past Mother's Day, I go back to Publix. Now I've been out a little bit. now. I went down to Fort DeSoto, which is a beautiful park here down in Florida, and went down to one section. It was wide open, nobody there. Got out my lawn chair, sat there, watched the birds and the sea and ships going by. It was awesome. So relaxing. It's like you can just exhale. So anyway, back to the story about going into Publix again. This is Mother's Day. I'm going into to buy flowers and stuff in the morning. So I get in there and I've got my cart. I'm gloved up. I'm pushing my cart and I'm getting ready to go down an aisle. And I look on the floor. Do not enter. I hadn't been there since they put these directions on the floor of the supermarket. Yeah. Directions on the floor of the supermarket. So now I'm immediately transformed back into that little kid, with his driving car. So I'm going down the right way. I'm actually, this is so ridiculous. I'm looking for the things on the floor of Publix, which way to take my cart. So I turn around, go this way. I look at the other end. There's this guy just walking down the other end of the aisle when clearly it states on the floor, do not enter. Somebody not paying attention. So all I could think of was, well, I'm just going to ram him. He's going the wrong way, just like I did when I was a little kid. I'll just ram him with my cart. But anyway, that's one of the other adventures. Now they have directions on the floor in the grocery store, which way you're supposed to go. And this guy was going the wrong way, just like that. And things happen. Things happen when you do stuff like that. So that's some of my experiences over the past week. And again, I want to thank you for being here. We got one more thing to tell you about. That's probably the most important of all of this. In trying to understand what's going on, there's so many things you have to do. You should please remember to be patient with yourself. There's things you want to do, things that you can't do, and you build up this anxiety about it. You know what? Try to relax. Be patient with yourself. You'll end up being patient with other people. It'll be a lot better. So please do that. Try to relax. Be patient. We're going to get past this. We're going to get past this. It may not be this month, next month, maybe in a year, but things will get better. And so try to relax. Pet your animals, feed your kids, or pet your kids and feed your animals, whichever it is, or don't do any of those things, whatever makes it so you can relax. That's really good in this time. As always, if you have a chance, do something good for yourself. Yeah, I mean, you're surviving this. You're making this happen. You're making it through all this stuff. I'm making it through the terror of the Home Depot Mad Max guy. So, treat yourself. Do something good for yourself. And at the same time, if you can, do something good for somebody else. Whether it's a call, a text, some kind of, if you're doing a Zoom conference with family members, do that. Not only does it make them feel good, it makes you feel good. And let's face it, it's what makes the world go round. And I know I'm finding, watching people deal with all the things that are going on, that to me, it's actually pretty inspiring. It is really inspiring. And I'm learning a lot. So this is JC saying thank you so much for joining me today. And we'll see you next time on That Ain't Right.